Here we are in Oliveto in Elizabeth Street. It's one of my restaurants. And today I've decided to shoot a recipe here because we have Fabio in our company is the best one making the spaghetti with lobster. So we're gonna follow this recipe that we've been doing for a long time, and also because we've had a lot of requests about this recipe. And of course, doing it in the restaurant is different when you do it at home, but we try to get an idea how this is processed. So this is the live lobster that we keep here, always live. And we are just gonna cut it in a minute. We're not gonna show you live because some people are a bit funny about seeing this happening. So that's the first thing we're gonna do, okay? So this now has been split in half, and so what Fabio's gonna do is gonna get rid of some of the head, and particularly there's a thread where there's a stomach. She needs to be pulled out so that it doesn't get any grit or anything inside, because it's where they eat. That's it. So there you are. So we clean up that bit. We get rid of the belly there. That's thread. It's in black. That's it. We start. Then it's gonna chop the legs. Now, this is an important part of this recipe. With the legs, you put them on the side like that. So we're gonna cut into small bits, 6 parts, like this.
This we use as well.
So all these bits of bones and legs, we're gonna do some stock from the lobster. Okay, now we've got a frying pan, aluminium, slightly curved, very important. With the fresh lobster inside, we put a little bit of olive oil, like this, nice, like a ladle of it. You can see here we have some tomato sauces, which is previously made with garlic, tomato, and that's it actually. Here we have some fresh cherry tomatoes that have been halved and peeled. So to peel them, you put them in hot water and then in ice water, slightly cut at the top so you can peel them. So we've got garlic and chili, and we need some, of course, some white wine. Okay, now let's put a bit of salt in the pan, like this. So the lobster now is frying in the pan. Okay.
I put the garlic after one way.
And then, after these are the first, then we put the garlic in. Quite a bit of garlic. I think you've got a couple of cloves. 1.5 cloves of garlic. So we want to put the garlic as a little bit later, but we don't want to make it too. Okay, now we're gonna add a little bit of white wine. Okay, you can use any cheap white wine. You don't have to use anything special. This is now big flame, as you know. The Italian cooking needs to have a big flame. This is now reducing, and it's gonna reduce for quite a bit. And then the next stage will be to add the rest of the ingredients. The wine is reducing, nearly finished, to reduce. Now Fabio is going to add this stock. Just a little of stock, a bit of stock like this. And the stock is being made from the legs of the lobsters. They've been reduced in garlic and white wine and water for quite a long time. So create the stock from the bones. So we have this cherry tomatoes and a couple of spoons of cherry tomatoes. They've been peeled, don't forget the peeled cherry tomato. A ladle of tomato sauce, like that. We put 1 or 2 chilies. And we let this go for quite some time and reduce. We are taking the lobster meat out of the shell, and we're going to keep the shell on here on the pan, and so we now have the sauce clean off the shell. So we're going to put the spaghetti in the boiling water. Okay, so Fabio is going to put 100 grams. Are these 100 grams?
Yes.
100 grams of spaghetti in our boiling water. This is like a fryer, but it's called water. This is where we do all our spaghetti, as you can see. And that's the bain-marie with all the stocks. So now the sauce is reducing again. And you reduce it until you get sort of a density that I would say thick, but you know, as you can see, we also put a bit of stock in these bones with the shell, and we let that reduce as well. So eventually it goes all together. So it's trying to flavor everything together, and try to make sure that the flavor is intense of lobster. Because you know, when people eat, say half a lobster, they say, oh, there's not enough lobster, there's no lobster inside, half a lobster. You have to eat the whole lobster, to be honest, to get enough consistency to have enough lobster meat. So we use half a lobster for a portion here. But actually, ideally, if you do that at home, I would suggest you use the whole lobster. So you get a lot of lobster meat inside. And of course, the quantities will be the same. So this is still reducing. That's going to take 10 minutes. Okay, now we are waiting for the spaghetti to be finished. There we are. Be cooked. Andrea is the executive chef. He's coming from the other restaurant to eat the spaghetti because for me it's too early to have lunch at 11:30. Okay, now he's adding in the end a little bit of parsley. We always add parsley on this garlic. And this is the... So you took the spaghetti out just literally a few seconds before, so that the steak cooks a little bit on a frying pan. This is the most important thing, is to know how to do this kind of... but you need to have a sort of rounded pan, makes it easier. So this is going to reduce until you can see it. This is when the Italian pasta is made good, when it's all down together. So that broccoli sauce is reduced and reduced and reduced, but we reduce stock, we don't reduce... So there you are, now it's beginning to dry up. You don't want it to be too dry, but you don't want to be too wet either. Because when you eat this pasta, you shouldn't have anything left at the bottom of the plate. It has to be clean. It has to stick to the spaghetti. This is nearly ready. That's it. Last couple of minutes.
Yes. Now we're going to put it in.
That's it. Start dishing up the spaghetti. We're going to use the shells that we used earlier. As you can see, we kept to decorate the dish. I mean, this is purely decoration. I'm not going to eat anything from that. So you don't have to use this, by the way. We do this in a restaurant also to show the customers we did use half a lobster, which is all we have left. So if the spaghetti is a little bit dry, got a little bit of all stock that is got left on the bone at the end. Yeah, that's it. See it? And this is the key, is always to finish off the dishes with a stock. a lot of Italian restaurants to cut corners to make it quicker, to lace the pasta, to bond the pasta together. They use olive oil and it becomes sickly. But when you use stock, fish stock is much lighter, it's much more tastier as well than everything else. And this is why you get good results in spaghetti. So this is our famous spaghetti with lobster, of course made by Sardinian. The lobster is one of our most. Just a touch of parsley like this. God bless Oliveto. Yes, drizzle of olive oil if you want, like this. Last touch. And that's all for today. I hope you enjoyed. Andrea's gonna eat it now.
Thank you very much.